Why, hello, everybody. Look at that. That is all messed up. What did I just do there?
We're still on 6
That
people
is.
out.
See what happens? You're trying to get ahead of stuff and
Yeah.
end up messing that one up. This is not what it's supposed to look like.
But the people listening at home
That's
on the
better.
replay, they'll never
That's
know.
better. No, exactly. Nobody will notice. Nobody will notice.
In the grand scheme of things, no.
Hello, everybody. It's Wes and Andy. Thanks for tuning in on this extra, very special late edition of Random Fandom Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
We don't normally do Wednesdays,
No, it's very random that we do it.
but you were feeling under the weather.
I was.
And now that has passed. So it completely foiled us last week. We got a bit of a break, and now you are
back to it.
You are back in the norm, as it were.
Back for episode 60.
Number 60, Random Fandom, 60.
May the 1st.
May the 1st. By the way, it's coming.
May
it's
the
coming.
4th is a couple short days.
It's just
away.
around the corner. Before we get to tonight's show topic, let's talk about May the 4th for a second, because
there's a lot going on this weekend.
Last Sunday, I spoke errantly about our upcoming schedule because, hey, go figure, I messed up our schedule. I overbooked us, by the way.
Well, you're going to benefit from it.
That's right. I overbooked us, and because of my mistake, we are paying for it, and we are going to honor all of the things that we said we were going to do. That means if you are following our Fan Batch series on Sundays, tune in at our extra special time. That's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern as we cover the finale, which I am presently writing. I spent all day working on it.
Tears were shed.
Yeah, I did shed a few. I'll probably finish it up tomorrow or Saturday.
Nice.
So that we are ready for Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Then, my friends, come back at 6 p.m. as we are hosting a special roundtable with the three of us. Hank will be here as well. We're going to have some special guests, including one. Where is he? There we go. One Gaz is going to be on the show with us on Sunday night as we have a roundtable discussion on the state of Disney, Star Wars in general. I've got a pretty good slideshow put together for that to take us through it sort of chronologically. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. You are all invited on Sunday to come and be in the show. Show up on whatever platform you like to watch on. Preferably it's YouTube. We'd love to see you in the live chat. I will have the phone line plugged in, ready to go, just like it is right now. We are a call-in show, and you can call in whenever you want. Just wait till we get started, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that out of the way, it is a busy week of writing for me and getting some prep work out of the way. I got all of the layout stuff done yesterday that I needed to do for Sunday, so that's good to go. And man, I feel like I missed taking a week off. We missed a lot. I don't know how far back you're planning on going tonight.
Not super far back, but a couple of stories did get bumped for more current stuff. So,
as they should, because the world keeps a clocking.
It does. And that's not the only thing going on this weekend. If you're out and about in your local comic book store.
Oh my gosh.
Free comic book day on Saturday.
We haven't been out. We didn't go out last year either.
No, but we did cover the first one
the year before
the COVID.
Yes, we did.
And it was a good time.
It was a good time.
People.
Yeah. And I mean, you're going to hit all the usual places that you go to.
I'm hoping to, yes.
Okay. So shout out to our friends, Jeff over at New Books.
Yep.
At 21. Oh, you think I'd know the number by now?
It's on Simcoe Street.
2100 something North Simcoe Street, Oshawa, Ontario.
New Books.
So sorry. New Books. GNU. GNU. Like Gary.
That's right.
From the Great Space Coaster. Gary GNU.
That's right.
Okay. So that's Random Fandom for you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And if you're staying at home, Disney has some offerings for you as well.
Wait. Oh my gosh.
Tales of the Empire comes out on May the 4th.
Okay, so I totally botched that one. Let's rewind it for a second. All that overbooking I did.
One more alteration.
One more. Next week's Random Fandom Tuesday will not be had. We are bumping Random Fandom Tuesday in order to bring you complete coverage of Tales of the Empire next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. All 6 episodes in its entirety. Fortunately, Andy and Hank, you guys have agreed to split the writing duties on that. And that takes a world off me because I've got 47 plus minutes of the Bad Batch to write this week.
I'm so happy they made it that long.
And we needed it too.
Yes, we did.
I'm still a little salty. But come back on Sunday afternoon and you'll find out why.
Well, there you go.
All right. Shall we get to the business at hand?
Yeah,
Let's
dive
hit it
into
with one of those.
Random Fandom Trivia.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put up the slides.
That's all good.
They're there somewhere. There they are.
So this week, I dove into a new box of questions.
I was going to say, new box of Cracker Jacks.
Sort of. In the episode, The Package of Seinfeld, Newman shows his business card.
Oh, dude.
What is his first name on it?
Wow. Is this a multiple choice? No, this is you got to know it.
Straight
you
up,
got to know it. So right off the hop, I am not a Seinfeld fan. So, I mean, Newman, I'm like,
Newman.
Isn't that the guy from
Wayne Knight.
Jurassic Park?
Yep.
Yeah. So Paul, Wayne, those are the only Newtons I know. Olivia. Oh, wait, that's a Newton John.
Yeah, it's Newton John.
Sorry, I don't know. I am truly out of my league on this one. I have no idea. Hopefully you guys in the chat do better than I do.
Almost think we need extra Jeopardy music there.
I can run the Jeopardy music. You want it?
We got the Jeopardy.
Oh, here we go.
We'll give folks a chance. Everybody's running to the Google machine right now.
I know.
I would have had to too, because I didn't watch Seinfeld in its entirety. Just an episode here and there.
I've seen more Seinfeld outside of his show than I have in the show. I'm a fan of his comedians in cars getting coffee.
I guess he made a comment this week that the new PC status of everything is ruining comedy.
The new what?
Like the progressive conservative views are ruining.
PC conservative.
Yeah.
Conservative views are ruining comedy.
Yeah, because you can't make fun of anything without offending someone anymore.
I guess, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Wow.
I think it's just a bit tougher now.
Or you just preface your shows. So on that note,
True.
Jimmy Carr, British comedian, Jimmy Carr has a new Netflix special, which he completely prefaces with, we have a relationship. You are the audience. I am the comedian. I tell off-color jokes. You decide if they're funny. They're jokes. And of course, everybody claps and they all get along.
Yeah.
But that's the world we live in now, where you've got to announce that stuff. Maybe there is a problem.
Maybe.
So
Gaz says Newman.
Newman.
TJC says no idea.
Newman is an interesting one because, I'd actually buy that.
Rebel.
Well, yeah. Wasn't there a joke, the Numa?
I don't know.
It was like a YouTube thing, the dancing baby, the hamster dance. Wasn't it one of those kind of things?
Probably.
The Numa?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway, the actual answer is there is none. It just reads Newman.
So in a way, Newman was right.
Technically.
Newman the Newman.
There you go.
Newman the new man?
Newman.
All right. I just call him Dennis Nedry.
Wayne Knight. He was in Space Jam.
Oh, the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got a role in the second season of Them.
I don't know that one.
It's pretty twisted.
That's probably why I don't know it.
It tackles, the first season tackled Black culture through the 30s and 40s.
Oh, okay.
In terrible redneck South.
Oh, really?
America or South United States.
Okay.
This season takes place in 92, 93-ish.
Yeah.
In Compton, Los Angeles, or California.
All right.
And he plays the police chief in this season. And he does pretty good.
Oh, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
The name's Newman. Newman.
Shaken, not stirred.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I totally can't read the room on that. How did I screw that up?
I don't know. But that brings us to our first item of business tonight.
It doesn't have the same buzz as Bond. James Bond.
Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld. No.
Newman. No, it doesn't work. I did that. Did I tell you my story? This is a funny one. I'm sorry. I don't mean to derail the show.
That's all good.
I went to the drive-thru one day. I had my wife with me and I thought I would be playful. So at the drive-thru, when they said, "Welcome to Tim Hortons. Can I take your order, please?" I said, "Yes." I'd like a large double.
And did they ask if you wanted it shaken, not stirred?
No, but they sure laughed.
Oh.
They knew what I was doing, so I felt like I made someone's day.
Well, there you go.
And I got my coffee.
Excellent. So this first one, I don't know if this is going to make people's day or make people unhappy, but Quentin Tarantino has scrapped The Movie Critic as his final film.
So first of all, I don't even think I was really aware that he had landed on a project as his last movie. I knew that
That he was kind of aiming to finish up his career.
10 was the round number.
Yeah.
The last Tarantino news that got me excited was he was considering doing an R-rated Star Trek project, which I thought, Tarantino on Star Trek?
Could be good.
That could be interesting. But I guess that's off the table. And now that The Critic is off the table, I've seen some buzz surrounding that, perhaps a third volume of Kill Bill.
But like, really, who's left?
I don't know what's left to say.
Other than the daughter of Vivica A. Fox's character.
I suppose.
Because she's the only thread left. She says to her, when you're grown up, if you still got a grudge, come find me.
What about a Pulp Fiction follow-up?
Who's left alive there? I guess technically only...
I do have a question, though. Does Tarantino do sequels? He doesn't do sequels.
Oh, you Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Those are two volumes. I can't call it a sequel. They're 2 volumes of the same story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like Dune Part 1 and 2.
Okay.
It's not really a sequel. It's the same story. It's too big to be in one film.
Yeah.
I like the idea. From what I read about this critic, it was going to have the what's his name? The Booth Brad Pitt's Booth character, the stuntman from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, was going to be involved. And I liked that idea because I loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought it was great.
Still haven't seen it yet.
Oh man.
I got it on the PVR to watch.
Oh. When it breaks out into classic Tarantino, you'll know.
Yeah. But we don't know what he's going to pick for his last role or last
I don't know.
thing.
I don't know.
And
then I'm not even convinced that a guy like that says, I'm only going to do 10 movies and I'm going to retire. Is he just going to do 10 movies, or will he, and what does retire mean? Retire as an actor, retire as a director, retire from films altogether? Like, you're just going to be a hermit?
Well, probably amassed enough money now he could just be a producer.
That's what I mean, though. But is that really retirement, though?
Well, retiring from the director's chair.
Maybe retire as a director.
Yeah. But I guess back in 2022, he tossed around the idea of making an 8-episode TV series, but that's nothing came from that. So with him canceling this project, maybe that could bubble back to the surface.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see, man.
Anything he does, though, I'm going to watch it at some point. This next one is good for folks in Japan.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not us.
Not yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Godzilla -1 is set to release on Amazon Prime Video in Japan this Friday.
Yeah. So just a couple days from now. Now, I didn't get to see. Did you see this theatrically?
I did not see it.
No, neither did I.
I wanted to, but time got away from me.
And I feel now that I've sat through the entire
MonsterVerse
that too,
saga so far.
But this has nothing to do with the MonsterVerse.
No.
This is completely this
separate.
is a Toho thing. It's a standalone, like most of the other Godzilla movies from Toho are.
Yeah. But
I feel like after sitting through all 10 episodes of Shogun, I might be able to sit through I have a hard time sitting through foreign language movies because I have an attention span of a gnat, and I need, the subtitles I really appreciate, but I don't want to spend the whole time reading the movie. But I found with Shogun, I didn't have trouble switching between what the character was saying and picking up the gist of it by glancing. So I feel like I'm in a much better position to appreciate this.
Nice. Well, Gaz says,
Tarantino should do a Lord of the Rings project.
Well, Amazon's doing season 2, right?
They are doing season 2, and there's apparently another film in the works. Whether Peter Jackson has anything to do with this or not, I don't know. But I've heard that Lord of the Rings is coming back to theaters. Oh, also, the movies.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
Oh, you've got that. Okay.
We do have dates and stuff.
All right, then I won't
Gaz also says, yes, if only I lived in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, if it's going there, it can't be too long till it gets over here.
Couldn't we just, now this is, I've been saying it for a while. Maybe I should invest in a good VPN. Maybe this is the reason for me to get one.
Could be.
Then I can just say, I'm in Japan and watch it.
Just for one night.
Why not?
Might as well. This next one looks really good.
Okay, I'm a fan, and I'm telling you right now, I'm already on board.
Even with the voice casting choices?
Totally on board.
Transformers 1. The trailer got released there a couple weeks ago.
I've watched it 3 or 4 times now.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it.
Yeah, it looks like a solid origin story for our future heroes and villains.
It's another reimagining of the Transformer origin story, but this one, I mean, it's fully CGI.
Yep.
It leans heavily into the comedy.
It does. Like, we got, I believe, Chris Hemsworth voicing Orion Pax, who will become Optimus Prime.
And we see Optimus in the credits. And by the way, after he becomes Optimus, and I don't know if you noticed this, but Chris changes his vocal performance to be a little more gravelly, a little more Peter Cullen-esque, if I may add.
Nice.
And I like it because it's not a straight up
redo or retelling.
It's not a parroting of Peter Cullen's voice. I feel it's more in the homage category and less of a parody. But yes, I am totally digging this as well. I think this is going to be super fun, and I don't even care if it ties into, it doesn't have to be. Well, I mean, I think this is going to be more. Yeah, it may be more connected to the
Bumblebee verse, probably.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to say that, because even the Bumblebee movie still has its origins in the Bayverse.
Yeah,
I'd like to think of it as a separate property, that they're not linked.
Well, you started as just Transformers 1. That's a good brand new starting point, right?
Yeah.
Like, lots of good stuff to see in there. And right after they get their little
their transformation cogs.
Yes,
that's what they're called.
Okay, fair enough. But and then the whole scene where they kind of roll out down the hill.
And, oh my gosh! Yeah.
Basically fall on their face. I need wheels. Yeah.
How does this work?
Good afternoon, Steve.
Oh, Steve Terrio over on YouTube watching. Thanks for coming along, Steve.
But from the trailer there, it looks like they're going to be dealing with some Sharkticons.
We got some Quintessons. I mean, obviously that's our floating heads
floating
with
tentacle
the vines. Yeah. So, and of course, Quintessons being the I guess creators of the Transformers species. No doubt that they should be in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we're getting Alpha Trion.
Yeah.
Who is a super cool character. So,
as well as a early version of Starscream, Soundwave, and I'm not sure the
guy on the right, that's Shockwave.
Is that Shockwave?
Yeah, with the mono eye fellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shockwave.
Yeah. Then the scene with Bumblebee getting his little arm blades.
I got a battle mask.
I got a war mask.
Yeah, as he's like pointing at the guys. This guy cuts his head off.
Yep.
It's quite cute.
And then the scene just before the end there, where he walks in and he just starts slashing. And they're like, what are you doing? These are our allies. And it's like, it was like that when I got here.
Oh, that's cool. Also, Gaz says, I would have made them cop buddies like Riggs and Murtaugh and then watch their partnership sour as they became bitter enemies. That makes that's a great setup. I guess the idea here is they're leaning into their just lowly worker bots.
Yeah, just basically nobody's on.
Like Megatron's not even, like, none of them are affiliated. They're neither Decepticon nor Autobot.
Yeah, they don't even have their Transformer cog.
That's what I mean. Yeah, no transformation cog. So we're just maintenance bots.
Yeah,
and that's been explored in the lore before. Certainly in Transformers Animated, all the Autobots at the beginning of the show, that's what they were. They were just maintenance bots. Even Optimus.
Well, we don't have to wait too long. It will be in theaters September 20th of this year. So, and it, like we said, features Chris Hemsworth. Also features Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan-Michael Key, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Fishburne, and John Hamm. So there's some big names in there.
There definitely is. Also, Transformer fans, we have an anniversary this year, the 40th anniversary of Transformers. So the first four episodes are going to theaters this month on a special screening. There's like 3 days where they're doing this special screening where you can watch the first 4 episodes. That's so it's cool. Robots in Disguise parts 1 through 4 Also includes a special table reading with Frank Welker and Peter Cullen. So I'm very excited to see this.
That would be cool.
You know, I can watch, you know, G1 Transformers anytime I want. It's all over the place. It's on Tubi, it's on YouTube. Yeah. But being able to see it, you know, on the big screen, I think that's going to be kind of special.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that. Oh, big question. Is Grimlock in it? Me, Grimlock, me king. I don't know. That's a good, so that's just really going to depend on where they want to go with the lore on this. If they go with, you know, stay closer to G1, then I would probably say no. But if they're staying closer to the live action stuff, then maybe. I guess it just depends on how far back in Cybertron's history are we going here. Yeah.
This TJC. Something tells me Gaz, if
he's not, you won't be happy.
Someone who doesn't love Grimlock though?
I mean, if it came down to it, you know, go watch Godzilla or go watch Grimlock. I'm probably going to watch Grimlock. Sorry. And I like Godzilla, but
that's all good.
Transformers.
Firming up your eye.
Sorry, Freudian slip. Transformers, my first toy love, so I can't deny that.
Well, you never forget your first.
That's good too. Me Grimlock, me king, maintenance bots.
Oh, there you go. Oh, what's TJ?
Missed opportunity if he's not in it though. To be fair. No, that is a very fair statement too, and I think I agree with that.
I mean, you know,
the cast of Transformers though is just so huge.
It is.
It's taken us what, 8, 6, 7, 8?
Oh my God, I don't even know now.
And we've not even scratched the surface of like how many Transformers characters we could have used. Only now have we just started to tap into Beast Wars. We didn't even include all of the G1 bots, like all the cars. So yeah.
Well, do you think they go as far as introducing GoBots as well?
Well, probably not. Because Hasbro outright owns GoBots now, they've retconned GoBots to be an alternate history of Cybertron.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're definitely within the Transformer lore. And Hasbro has done homages to GoBots before, where they've released Transformer characters using GoBots names and GoBot deco. So, I mean, it's not impossible. Man, I can't say one way or the other. Like, I can't say 100% if they will or they won't. My inclination is probably not, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't sneak like an
Easter egg or something in there.
Yeah, like you could. The one I think of the most often is Bugbite, who classically in the toy line was a yellow Volkswagen Beetle. And it's like, oh, so Bumblebee and Bugbite are essentially the same character, but no. They did change him up a little bit for Transformers.
TJC says, I was never a fan of Beast Wars. G1 for me.
Also G1 for me, and then nothing in between until Transformers animated in the early 2000s. Love Transformers animated.
Gaz says,
honestly, they should just give Grimlock his own solo movie, and it would probably be the best Transformer film to date and win many Oscars.
You never know. Godzilla won an Oscar.
Well, I mean, whoever's playing Grimlock is going to win the Best Actor award.
True.
For his, repartee.
Reptile?
That's funny.
But moving on here. Apparently.
Do we have to? I can stay on Transformers all night.
I know. We'll come back.
All right.
We're definitely coming back to them. So
okay.
Brad Dourif has retired from acting with one exception.
Brad Dourif. Oh, yeah, of course.
Apparently he's retiring, but he will keep voicing Chucky as long as it's with Don Mancini.
Making the movies.
Yes.
Okay.
Movies, TV shows, whatever. As long as Don Mancini is involved in Chucky's goings on.
So like
Brad is on board.
The stuff that Mark Hamill did, not
canon, not Don Mancini, completely separate. And
so probably studio driven.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Let's crank something out and make some exercise our property.
Yeah, and like tonight, the season finale of season 3 airs tonight.
Right.
And it's looking to be a pretty good episode based on everything that's happened so far this season.
Mm-hmm.
But Dourif, he's 74 now, right? And he started playing Chucky in 1988. So he's had quite the run as the character.
The thing about voice acting, and this came up again this week with Star Wars, is that you can literally phone it in.
True.
So, I mean, yeah, it's work, but I mean, you can do it from home and be in the most, lavish conditions possible and still make a good living at it.
Yeah. I mean, he's not taken that road with season 3 because they've actually got him as an actor appearing in
he's showing it. Oh, like FaceTime.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because they killed off the doll body. So now his spirit's wandering around killing people
and the spirit looks like him.
It's him, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So interesting to see what happens tonight on it. But
it's the most screen time he's had since the first movie.
No.
Grima
Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings.
Oh no, I was thinking as Chucky. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But, that guy was Grima Wormtongue?
Yeah.
It's like unrecognizable.
Isn't it though?
He really is.
But yeah, he was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Lord of the Rings, The X-Files, The Exorcist 3, Star Trek Voyager, Deadwood, and Rob Zombie's Halloween interpretations.
I have to see this.
He's got quite the range.
Brad Dourif.
I go Dourif, but that's me.
Lord of the Rings.
There he is.
Wow. Yeah, he's completely unrecognizable there. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just learned something new.
Well, there you go.
All right, thank you for that.
No problem. But another project we've been following here.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's going to be Greetings from Fairview or Welcome to Derry or any combination of those two, filming has wrapped up.
They're finally done.
They are wrapped all the filming they're going to be doing in Port Hope for now. So residents around Elias Street and Queen Street are, back to somewhat normal. I know a little bit of road construction has just jumped right on the heels of this. So the road's still not fully good to go.
Well,
but,
that is the second season in Canada.
It is construction season. But yeah, filming for at least season 1, Greetings from Derry, apparently is complete.
Now, I know this doesn't have anything to do with Welcome to Derry, but did you catch the thing I sent you the other day?
I did.
Did we know that?
I think I saw something about it, but
I don't remember hearing anything.
I don't remember diving.
I would have liked to have gone to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute.
We will. We'll get there. But yeah, you can still go to Port Hope, and they have. If you go to the Port Hope Tourism Office, there is a walking tour with a whole brochure that you can go and grab.
That's right.
And just walk around town and see sights from the movies, from the TV show. And if you want more than that, there's actually an episode in our back catalog.
That's true.
Chasing
all
Pennywise.
All of our photos, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So go check that out.
I think there's some pretty weird photos of you and me and Andy Muschietti in there.
Yeah, there might be one or two of those. But this next one, if you got deep pockets and you're a fan of Marvel, it's a great time to be alive.
Oh, is this the... Oh, I cannot even.
If you got a hole burning in your wallet, you might want one of these. Swarovski has gone back for a second round with Marvel figures.
You still can't, we can't really call this toy news because it's definitely not toys.
You do not want to touch these as toys. You buy them and you put them in a glass case with a lock on it.
First of all, let me just ask, do you know anybody who collects Swarovski crystal of any kind?
Not offhand, no.
Nor do I.
I've looked at a few pieces with possible interest, but the dollar figures.
Was it something like this?
Similar to this.
It was something. Okay. Yeah. Secondly, in this style, because this isn't a new style, the crystalline.
Yeah.
You remember the Peanuts characters from the 1970s? Oh, I had all kinds of those, but they were probably what? 40 cents, under $1?
Yeah.
Right.
These ones here are anywhere from $800 to $1,200.
No,
But the Captain Marvel exclusive one there is going to set you back just a little bit more because it clocks in at $13,000.
13,000 US?
You know what? Maybe. Probably.
That's a big... Hell no! Wait.
Oh.
Gaz, you are a Swarovski crystal collector?
Ooh, high-end stuff.
Now, I don't criticize you for that. I've never met someone who collects the stuff.
They're shiny and awesome, but I can't afford them.
It's just not an aesthetic that I can get behind. When I see superheroes, I want a superhero. I want to be able to handle it. And I want to touch it and I want to pose it. Like, obviously the background here tells you that that's what I would prefer, but do they look nice
in person?
Yeah, I guess so.
On? Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
But then again, every jewelry store, every diamond ring just sparkles, right?
And that's true.
They know how to play that up. So,
yeah, the proper lighting. And...
Yep. What's TJC saying here?
They should just make a film of the Transformers Marvel comic story, Raiders of the Last Ark. That's an interesting idea.
Oh, Gaz.
Just joking. And you. No, you really did, you bastard.
Well, moving along here. This one's more metal.
Like
metal.
Metal?
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
So James Hetfield recently got a Motorhead tattoo.
Yeah.
It contained some of Lemmy's ashes mixed into it.
So, do we know how James Hetfield came to be in possession of some of Lemmy's remains?
They were sent to close friends like Hetfield, Rob Halford, Doro Pesch, and Whitfield Crane.
Oh, got it.
And there was some more of his ashes scattered at the Wacken Open Air Festival in 2023.
Oh, Wacken in Germany.
Yeah, the Wacken Festival.
Cool festival.
And then the remaining portion of his ashes will be forever enshrined at his favorite haunt, the Rainbow Bar and Grill in West Hollywood, California. Now, they performed a ceremony on April 19th at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, inviting fans to come by for this very unique toast to Lemmy and Motorhead, where they also unveiled a brand new Motorhead whiskey.
Oh, really?
So they, went full out as far as celebrating him. And Metallica, he went out, got the Ace of Spades tattoo with the Iron Cross, and had them mix a little bit of the ashes into the ink. So
that's interesting.
How metal is that?
That's pretty metal. Can you imagine going into the tattoo shop and saying, "Hey, man, can you put this in?"
Actually, it's more common than you think.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
But that's a pretty high level name to be adding into your tattoo.
At one time in my life, I was fairly adjacent to the funeral industry, and this was back in the day when print magazines were still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you would get the trades every month, and I would read them. And back in the mid 90s, I can recall reading in one of the funeral trade magazines about a company that would skywrite with you, if you so wanted. Also pack you in bullets so that even in death, he brought down the big one. So yeah, I'm not surprised that, you could get some ink, some ashes in your tattoo ink. Yeah.
But yeah, now he's got a souvenir forever.
I do like the picture though.
And it's good placement too, right? Especially for Lemmy.
Exactly.
So we can still flip the bird even in death. Moving along though, Joseph Quinn's Human Torch form has been revealed in a new poster.
So we can't take this as rote. Though.
No, you can't take this as rote because it is still like just, art.
This is an artist's interpretation.
Yeah.
Now the what do you call it? The neo future look. I guess that they're saying that that's what the movie is going to be leaning into. But then if it's part of the MCU proper, is it going to be an alternate?
Maybe
like a different Earth. That does look very like early.
Mm-hmm.
Early.
Well, post robot, early Johnny Storm.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Gaz says that's an Alex Ross painting, and I don't.
Is it?
I don't doubt that. It looks.
It does. It certainly does. Yeah. It certainly matches his style. I mean, if you could have Alex Ross do some of the concept art or some of the promotional stuff for your project, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I know I would.
Speaking of
his stuff for the DVD release of Flash Gordon, some of my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah.
We had mentioned Lord of the Rings earlier.
Oh yeah,
but, the original trilogy will be returning to theaters in June.
So apparently this includes the special editions.
It will
special extended editions.
They will be returning in a format never before seen in theaters, not just as the extended cuts, but in their 4K Ultra HD remastered versions released back in 2020.
I mean, you couldn't do could you do a marathon? Have you tried?
I've tried. I've actually, in my younger days, I pulled it off, but
in one sitting,
12 hours.
You know, I made a point when these movies were new, when they were just going to theaters. That was my New Year's Eve every year for 3 years. Nice. I didn't go party. I went to see the new Lord of the Rings movie. And it was long then.
Yeah.
The extended editions, add
like another hour at least?
Yeah. And I don't know. Yeah, I could do it. One movie at a time.
Well, that's what you're going to be doing here. Fellowship will be available June 8th.
Okay.
Two Towers on June 9th, and Return of the King on June 10th.
Oh, so you got to go every day.
Basically.
Every day for 3 days. Clever.
Yep.
Clever you are. Great. The 40-hour version. And that's just the prologue.
Yeah.
Oh, we're 40 hours in and we're still in the Shire. Oh, wait, that's the book.
That's right.
I'm not kidding, man. Have you read it?
I have.
200 pages in and we haven't even left the Shire.
The first book was the hardest one for me to get through.
Because it's the hardest one to read.
Well, the Silmarillion was good too, but
that's also a hard read.
But I'm thinking they might tap that one or Unfinished Tales, I guess, for
Silmarillion
projects.
Silmarillion, apparently they did not have the rights for the Amazon series, so they kind of had to weave around it. Now, apparently, this new movie that they're talking about going back to is going to chronicle the fall and rise of
Sauron.
Sauron, yeah.
So it'll end with him getting his finger cut off.
Well, you would think.
You would hope so.
It's literally done in real time.
But yeah, fans can go check those out this June. So how about we talk some toys?
I got a bunch of other things to do in June. I got Comic-Con in June.
That's true.
We booked a hotel.
Nice.
Niagara Falls. Here we go. Toy news. Yeah. Hit me with it.
First up, we got some Hasbro offerings. They've released some upcoming Target exclusive Black Series figures. First off, we get the Mandalorian Privateer, which
does he not look an awful lot
like the Mandalorian captain,
the ship captain?
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell without the helmet off, but
well, and I'm looking at him going, is this another one where we don't need to take his helmet off?
Quite possibly.
I mean, we are looking at the Din Djarin lower body.
Yep.
The Jango Fett belt, which probably means it's the Jango upper body.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jango helmet without the dent.
Yeah.
God, they really milked that Jango mold. They really, really did.
They also revealed a pack of droids.
See,
so you get R5D4, BD72, and a couple pit droids.
You know, and all of these have been released before in various forms. Yeah. So, I mean, I've already got the new R5. I would love to get the pit droids. I've got a BD. I mean, I got BD that came with Cal Kestis, so I don't know. Color me crazy, but that guy looks familiar. Never seen him before.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely not in blue.
True. But the droids will be $49.99 at Target, and the Privateer will be $24.99.
Oh, so we're looking
at some Canadian conversion.
That's a $75 set in Canada.
Yeah.
And it's a tough one for me, like when I own part of it already.
Mm-hmm.
Although, looking at the accessories on this makes me question, is this the new remolded version of R5D4? Is it the taller version, or is this the previously the GameStop exclusive version? Because he's got the looks like the thrusters for his legs. Now I'm curious.
But you know,
but the pit droids look great.
Mm-hmm. Now there was a shot of them folded up proper, like a pit droid should be.
Like the little plates?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So
they probably fold up easier than the battle droids do.
Probably.
That's like an accident waiting to happen.
But moving over to the vintage collection.
All right.
We get the Mandalorian Judge, inspired by Star Wars The Mandalorian. And Cal Kestis in an Imperial officer disguise from Jedi Survivor.
See, now, if they did a Black Series version of that, I might actually go for that. I kind of like that.
They're not bad. They're just 3 3/4.
I mean, 3 3/4 is the bread and butter of Star Wars. I know I'm spoiled because they did a 6 or have been doing a 6-inch collector line for the last 11
ish.
No, 2003, 13, 20 for
19 years.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm quite spoiled. Hey, this one has a bad motivator. Yes, he does.
But these are available for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse right now. Next up, what I believe is another reissue. The Silver Surfer, originally the Walgreens exclusive, is coming back
I was
around.
going to ask you that.
Yeah, he's coming back around again, this time as a general release. So if you missed out and you did not get the
Walgreens?
Yeah, it was the Walgreens one, but they also released one after, just on the heels of the King Thanos story, where Silver Surfer shows up with Mjolnir, but he's all blacked out. He's not silver anymore.
Right.
So if you missed out the first time, you get to go again.
Woo! Surf's up.
That's right.
Surfing with the alien. Sorry, it's a little saturating for you.
That's all good. This next one you showed me, and it's kind of neat. The Nerf Pro Gelfire Uproar Blaster.
I saw this thing and I was like, oh my God.
Now I wonder, are these pellets going to hurt? Because this thing is looking like a step down from a paintball gun.
Do we have it? It's 150 feet per second.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast. Like that's up there with like paintball.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're going to notice it.
Yeah.
But they're little, gel?
Dehydrated Nerf Pro Gelfire Soft super absorbent polymer projectiles.
Yeah. So like these are one shot, like one and done. Like you don't go and collect.
No, you're not going to find these.
No. So I believe there are other like blasters that use the same technology. I don't know if I want to be on the business
receiving end of this. Yeah. Well, the hopper holds 400 rounds. And it includes protective eyewear. So
as it should.
These are a bit smaller than the regular Nerf dart.
We all need to get one and start a league.
There you go. Nerf League.
Nerf or die.
And I did say we'd circle back to Transformers.
Oh, you did.
So Hasbro is actually partnering up
again.
Roboson this time.
Again.
And we're finally getting
our
first Decepticon in the line.
This is our third. Technically, it's our fourth Robosen Transformer if you include the trailer from Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise that Megatron here is a tank. Now, the day that this thing became available, every YouTuber that has had one sent to them had their videos posted all on the same day.
Wow.
You could not go anywhere without seeing this thing online.
And it's impressive. Like it's just like the other ones. You stand there.
It is
self-transform.
It is, and it does. They do have Frank Welker voicing Megatron just the same way they had Peter Cullen do Optimus Prime. So that's cool. But I kind of feel, one of my favorite Transformer YouTubers, a guy from the UK, Thew Adams. He's not a big fan of the Robosen stuff because most of us as Transformer collectors, as adult Transformer collectors, we get the thing, we transform it maybe once or twice, get the enjoyment of transforming it, and then it goes on the shelf in our collection.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I going to spend this kind of money for a toy that has that much complex electronics in it that are just going to sit there and decay on my shelf?
True. I
can get a great looking, in fact, I have one of the best looking Megatrons in the line. I have the masterpiece, the second masterpiece Megatron, which I think is one of the best looking Megs ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a pistol, not a tank. So yeah, I do think that the RoboSen stuff is cool, but yeah, Gaz, you're absolutely right. Transformers is about transforming them. Now, mind you, it is cool to watch them transform, but once you've seen it, it's done.
I mean, they've got the whole interaction thing. I guess he's got 50 voice and app commands.
If they do it the same way they did Optimus Prime, he'll come preloaded with a bunch, and then they'll release more through the RoboSen app.
Because apparently there's over 270 exclusively recorded lines from Frank Welker.
Oh, that's cool.
Just to get you started, at least. But yeah, like this is not something you want to hand to a 3-year-old.
This is something that you buy it because you can.
Yeah.
Right. This is a complete indulgence. On no level is this like, I think I'm gonna get this because I want to play with it. Do you know what I mean?
Mind you, some YouTubers out there, I could see them doing that and just destroying it because they can.
I wouldn't do that.
I know. I
wouldn't do
that. I
that.
severely dislike YouTubers that just destroy stuff.
I watched a guy do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him local, but Toronto guy. We've seen him at shows before.
Have we?
Well, I'll tell you who it is after.
Okay.
It's been on TV. It's been on international TV.
I've been on TV.
Internationally?
Maybe.
Okay. We'll talk after.
Yeah. Gaz says, I will argue that MP Grimlock is the greatest one ever made.
Masterpiece Grimlock is a great figure. And I will say this, I'm planning at some point to do a studio tour / toy collection video. And you will note that in my the Dinobots section of my Transformers collection, I do have the MP Grimlock. In fact, I did not buy Studio Series 86 Grimlock because I already owned Masterpiece Grimlock.
Nice.
So there you go. True, Gaz, but if I had one of the RoboSens, I would have someone to talk to when Jace isn't here. Hey, Megatron. What?
Well, these are we've dumped these in the toy section, but I guess at this point they're not really toys.
Well, but I mean, it's McFarlane we're talking about, right?
Yeah. So he's released a bunch of these movie-based.
So let's just call it what it is. This is the revival of the McFarlane movie Maniacs.
Yes. First up, we have the Dude.
So this is the first one that I saw.
Yeah.
You sent this one over, and I'm like, oh, I'm a big Lebowski fan, and I thought, if this looks even halfway, what it does in the promo shots, I might actually need this one. And if they do a Walter, then I absolutely will need that. Because you can't have Walter, the Dude, without Walter.
True.
Again, why are they hand painting these?
Hand painting, I don't think is the worst of it for these.
No, it gets worse.
Yes, it does. Next up, we have David Wooderson from Dazed and Confused. And they keep getting younger.
All right. No, it's so bad.
But it's not as bad as the next one.
So you really have saved the worst for the last?
I did.
Okay.
So third out of this lineup, we also have Andy Stitzer from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
No, you are right. I remember.
And the head sculpt on this one is just, I don't know.
It's like it was carved from a block of wood.
A little bit, yeah.
It is so horrific. Like, there is no world that we live in where that is a passable Steve Carell.
No.
It just isn't. Oh, it is so bad. All right. And again, like, I get it that painting was the cheapest option.
Yeah.
To get that look. The
chest hair.
Right. But like
the Man-O-Lantern.
Same thing that we said about Zaz.
Yeah.
There
should have been like
put some molding in there, and then
something.
Yeah, exactly. Give it some texture, and it would have sold it a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But this, I don't.
This is not on your to get list.
This is a travesty. It is. It's horrible. Kelly Clarkson.
Yep.
Completely improvised, by the way.
There you go.
That was not scripted. Yeah, that was him. One take, right? One take. We're really going to do it. You say whatever you want.
Fair enough.
That's what came out.
So moving on to something that actually does look pretty decent.
Yeah.
Still from McFarlane, though. A 2-pack that's coming out for the Joker and Punchline.
Is this the Arkham Joker?
It looks really close to the Arkham Joker. It
does look like the Arkham Joker, doesn't it?
But the Punchline is a brand new one.
New mold?
New everything. She's the one that replaced Harley Quinn after the fact.
Punchline.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
It's not bad.
Did Joker give her that name?
You know what? I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But, if you're a Punchline fan, this is the first way you're going to get her.
I just want to ask her, how does it feel like being number 2? No girl wants to be number 2.
No.
She is.
Technically.
Yep.
Sticking again with McFarlane, he's also released a 6th scale statue based on the work of Jim Lee for Superman. And this is based
clearly they got somebody who knows what they're doing to paint that one.
Yeah, this is based on the Action Comics cover that Jim Lee did, where he's standing over I guess it's
is that a building?
It is a building. It's supposed to be like a little gargoyle type thing.
Yeah, like a bird or something.
Yeah,
it's like an eagle maybe sticking out there.
It's one of the more iconic covers from that run. So.
I noticed in the promo shot there, a wired cape.
Mm-hmm.
That's always welcome.
Yeah, gives you some posability.
On a premium statue, it should come with something that good.
Mm-hmm.
Notice the digital hawking the digital there on the on the stand.
It includes a Marvel Toys digital collectible.
Okay, a what? A Marvel Toys
or McFarlane Toys?
Okay, well I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Company.
Is there something going on I don't know about?
Maybe. This one kind of caught me off guard. Ambush Bug is getting a figure.
I know nothing about this character.
I know very little other than I remember seeing him in the 80s, but
I'm like,
that's about it.
Is this a rejected character from the Tick?
No, this is a DC guy. And it includes Cheeks the Wonder Toy, an alternate hand, and collectible art card and base. Other than being a short-lived comic, I don't remember much about him. So
this character got their own book?
They did at one point.
Whoa. Yeah, look at that Soups. I agree. He's a good-looking Superman.
Mm-hmm. But then there's this one.
This guy reminds me of Arthur.
A little bit.
Just give him some wings.
Yeah. This next one comes on the heels of the Frostbite edition of Batman.
Yeah.
Now we're getting the Joker, the comedian, in Frostbite. Gold label exclusive.
Nope.
Available exclusively at GameStop.
Nope. They can have it.
No, I don't want it.
Nope. Look at it. It's translucent.
It's iced out Joker.
It already looks like it's going to shatter as soon as I touch it.
Pretty much.
You can't see any detail on that. I mean, look at the close-up. It's just...
If you're doing like a little ice sculpture gallery.
Okay, so it is definitely niche. And for those who collect that stuff, this will be a welcome addition. But like I couldn't just have one of these in my collection. Like, for example, an Iceman. Even my Iceman is not translucent.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, how about this 2-pack that got shown off recently? Shazam and Freddie Freeman.
Oh, this one I saw today. I sent it over to you and I said, what, coming to you on a $5 Friday near you?
Maybe.
This is not going to sell very well.
The timing for this one is
horrible.
Totally off.
This is so horrible. Like you've missed the window on this by what, a couple of years?
And there is no window coming back around for it, unfortunately.
No. I mean, if you're going to do, this is a 2-pack, you say?
I believe so.
Did we do any of the Marvel family before? I think they did. I think they did. I think they did Mary. They did Mary. They did Billy. They did Freddie. I don't know if they did anybody. Oh, they might have done the main cast. But it might have been under the Mattel.
They did it under the 6-inch smaller figure line.
The Mattel multiverse.
But they have not done them in the McFarlane. Like, I believe all we've gotten so far is Shazam.
Just Shazam.
Yeah.
So that's just a straight up reissue then with the burnt.
Burnt from part 2. Yeah.
Okay.
He comes with the staff.
And 100% reuse of the body.
Yeah.
To do Freddy with the new head.
Coloration. And
this is just, who is driving the decision making for this?
Don't know. Is it Todd?
I mean, surely he has agreements in place with Warner Brothers,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm sure somebody at Warner Brothers has some say in this, but surely to God, as a toy expert, as an industry person, that Todd would have the wisdom to say, this is probably not a good idea.
No, you've missed it. And unless you do like everybody all at once, I mean, who's going to want to grab these two? And
I got to tell you, like,
that the rest of the Marvel family shows up.
I'm a Zach fan. I love him.
Yeah.
I love Chuck. I love the first Shazam movie, and I was very forgiving of this other one, the second one.
I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it was okay, but I could not invest enough to want to buy the whole family. Certainly not at 6-inch on today's prices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, they should have done it in the style of Kingdom Come. There you go. More Alex Ross.
Probably a licensing thing in there, though. But.
Oh, maybe.
And to our last McFarlane item today, in the Music Maniacs line.
This is the one I sent you today.
Iron Maiden's Eddie.
So I am up the irons. I'm a pretty big Maiden fan. And when I was still in the business, I remember twice from NECA, we got the Trooper, the 7-inch clothed figure.
Yep.
And I got to be honest with you, I might actually like this one better. It's definitely more posable.
Looks it.
For sure it is. And man, the face sculpt on that is good.
Well, he said years of practice with Hamburger Head Spawn. that he does have down over there.
Eddie, classic Eddie. This gives me hope because, Eddie's been on every Maiden cover ever. You know how many different like cool versions of Eddie there are?
Yep.
Like Stranger in a Strange Land, Eddie. That's my all-time favorite, which by the way, I want to say McFarlane did that
back in the original Movie Maniacs line.
They did. Yeah. They did the Stranger in a Strange Land. So it was him with the science fiction Eddie with the pistol.
Yeah.
But on the inside cover of that record was the, oh my God, it's the other version where he's got the duster and the big hat and the cigarette. It's like, it's Clint Eastwood Eddie is what it is. That's the, yeah, very much Cad Bane. Great album cover. Great album as well. Yes, it is. I can't help it.
Of course not.
Got to see Maiden once. I was so happy to go see them.
Nice.
They were great.
So moving on to some more high scale toys here. Sideshow and Hot Toys just decided to.
Oh my God, they unloaded
the Star Wars right through the door.
I thought it was a little bit preemptive because this is what? This isn't this week. This is last week's stuff that we would have covered last week. Somewhere in Time. Thank you. That's the one that's what I said, Somewhere in Time, but there's a very specific version of that for one track on the record. Stranger in a Strange Land. Is that the one?
Maybe.
Yeah, Stranger in a Strange Land, I think, is the song. That's the one with the duster, and Somewhere in Time is the futuristic one. Yes. We're talking the same thing.
Yes.
We are.
Okay. Jumping over to the 6-scale ones. First up we have BT1, the evil R2-D2, I guess you would call him.
He's more like the evil R5-D4, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
I like this. I mean, I would love to be able to afford to collect Star Wars Hot Toys.
But lots of accessories, lots of add-ons.
I mean, it's Hot Toys.
It is.
You kind of,
you know what you're getting with.
I was going to say you kind of know what you're getting when you go in on one of these. But man, I couldn't believe just how much. I think in the course of an hour, I had sent over like 3 or
5
4,
or 6.
And there was more that came out that day, and I'm like, I just can't keep up. Also, though, Pharaoh Eddie on the Power Slave album was cool too. Yes, he was.
Next up, we have Lord Starkiller, who is looking awesome.
Of all of the, and I have the Black Series Starkiller, and I wish it came with that helmet. Oh, do I wish it came with that helmet? That is so nice looking.
I guess there's 2 versions that come each with an exclusive commemorative coin.
Oh, really?
For the dark side and a golden one for
the light side. Yeah. Oh, that's cool then. So, but again, like this looks really, really good. We did see this helmet in Andor, by the way.
Was this in the...
that's the one that was in Luthen's gallery.
The gallery, yeah.
Yeah.
This next one is a Revenge of the Sith chrome version Cody.
Again, it's like I may be a little more forgiving of this, like not like I was with the translucent figures, but again, Cody, white and yellow.
Yeah,
white and yellow. What's the thing with the chrome?
I don't know, but it's more Phasma-ish than anything.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess if you want your Star Wars action figures to look like an Academy Award,
maybe.
I don't know.
Now this one is a whole lot more exclusive. There's only going to be 2,500 available of these to drive up demand.
2,500 is still... I mean, 2,500 worldwide doesn't sound like a big number.
No,
but I mean, like 2,500 at probably what, a $300 to $400 price point.
Yeah. So basically, everyone in Bob Cajun gets one, and the rest of the world gets nothing.
Well, it is an exclusive. It is an exclusive figure for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Again, though, I don't know what the appeal is to the chrome thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Starkiller and Sith Stalker armor.
Nice. Then this next one here, just your basic Stormtrooper, but he comes with a Death Star environment collectible set. So you get a little piece of the Death Star to pose him on, which is actually kind of nice.
I do like that. There's some third-party companies out there, or some 3D printer guys that are making these pieces of these hallway pieces. And you can buy like hordes of them and do like entire hallway scenes. That's pretty cool stuff.
Gaz says
that Iron Maiden cover Eddie figure is cool. Damn cool. But I'm holding out for the Lita Ford album cover figure. Nice.
Now, would they butcher it though?
She would look awful. She'd look hideous. She'd look like Debbie Gibson or something.
Oh, no.
No offense to Debbie Gibson.
She ain't no Lita Ford.
No.
And then finally here we have the 000 6-scale figure.
I mean, there's a reason why they showed them together in the promo photography.
Yeah, because you can't really get one without getting the other.
Can't have one without the other.
Yep. So
000, which just reminds me of like, is this just another version of the Legends character C3PX?
Maybe.
Who was like C3PO but a bounty hunter?
Yeah, this is the one that palled around with Dr. Aphra.
Right.
So, and this one is also exclusive with only 2,000 available.
Oh, even less.
Yeah.
Because he's costs more.
Probably.
Oh, that's hilarious. Gaz says they should have had the trooper that knocked his head on the blast door. Listen, all you got to do is just cock the head off to one side and just say that's him.
There you go.
It is him.
So that does bring us to our next feature.
Where are we at now?
It's
time.
Oh
my gosh, is it time? Wait a second.
Time.
All right, let's fire up the machine.
Loading lexicon. Generating responses. Responses ready. Lexicon is the word game where you decide what's real and what is a con. Get ready. Here we go.
Well, it is Lexicon once again, everybody, and this one comes courtesy of Andy, who did all the legwork this week. Because
unfortunately, there's no audio version.
That's okay. We can read.
That's true.
Some of us can read anyway, I guess.
All right. So our word this week is Gardyloo.
I'm sorry, what?
Gardyloo.
Gardyloo. Okay.
So our definitions for this week. Number 1, an English term for water closet or shithouse.
Nice. I'm already leaning towards that one.
Definition number 2, an Irish term for an exterior building commonly used as an outhouse.
Oh, so I mean, I'm seeing a common theme here.
Yeah,
I'm seeing a common theme.
Well, you figure Gardy Lou.
The Lou.
The Lou. And definition number 3. The Scottish term is a warning people living in Edinburgh used and shouted before dumping their slop buckets out the windows onto the streets below.
Gardy Lou! Like, look out below! Oh, that almost makes sense. That almost makes sense.
So, there you go. 3 definitions.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's get the countdown timer going, and we'll check in with everybody's answers here in a minute. All right. Well, let's take a second here and check in with everybody. Gaz says number 3. That's the Scottish term for look out below.
Silver Spider.
Silver Spider out of nowhere coming in at number 1. The water closet or shit house.
And Kay's coming in for number 3 as well.
3. You know what? It just sounds so ridiculous that Gardy Lou and look out below has just flow so nicely together. I'm going with number 3 as well. We'll see.
Well, if you picked anything other than 3, you were wrong. Number 3 for the win.
It was the right one.
It was the right one.
Nice. Well done. That was a good one.
Gardy Lou.
I like that one. Did you write your own wrong responses?
I did.
Well done, by the way. I outsourced that to ChatGPT.
Slave to
it's
machine.
Good. It's good for that.
It is.
It does have its value. Exactly. Gardy Lou, look out below.
So moving on here. This is a little bit of toy news, but not good toy news. Ezra Miller's Flash figure from Hot Toys has been scrapped.
Oh, well.
So the young Barry Allen from the alternate universe with his rubber spray painted Batman suit is not going to be released.
I wonder why that is.
Not too sure, but on last Tuesday, the company announced the figure is one of 2 that has been canceled.
Oh.
And they've been canceled due to unforeseen market alternation.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, what? What?
Unforeseen market alternation. Sorry.
Alternation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of the English language, but even I've got to look that one up.
So yeah, they're basically throwing it at the feet of that the Flash movie didn't do financially well enough. But the other one that's getting axed is the Sicarian Iron Man from the What If series.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I get it. Like that one is like very
that's niche. That's pretty
rainbowy
niche.
Iron Man.
It's a good looking figure.
It is.
So wait, sorry, I want to go back to this term that what did they say?
Unforeseen market alternation.
So alternation. Now the dictionary is telling me it is the repeated occurrence of 2 things in turn. The regular alternation of stressed and unstressed syllables. That doesn't make sense to me.
Market alternation.
Successive change from one condition or an action to another and back again repeatedly. Oh, so are we talking like people swinging back and forth on whether they like?
Maybe they pre-ordered and then canceled.
Oh, that's an interesting thought too. Oh, we'll pre-order it before the movie comes out. We saw the movie.
No, I don't want
crap.
it anymore. It could be that.
It could be something like that.
But
we saw it. We were pretty forgiving of it.
Oh yeah.
I liked it.
It was a really good movie. I don't know what the hell the rest of the people were thinking. But moving on here. Marvel has revealed a new code name and costume for Spider-Man in an upcoming arc. And Gaz says they're just saying Gardy Lou.
They're just saying Gardy Lou.
But the new code name is Spider-Goblin.
This does not bode well for
Spider-Man. It does not.
Yeah.
It following in the recent storyline, Norman Osborn's sins had been cleansed of him by the Sin Eater, and the Goblin Queen, as well as Kraven, tried to get them back into Norman by imbibing them into a spear, Spider-Man ended up taking the hit, so he went dark for a few issues. But then they managed to get it back out of him, and now it looks like he's going full bore over to the dark side.
He's going to be the new Goblin for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that something, eh?
It's a good looking design, but
yeah, the design is great. It's like
how many times you're going to do this to the poor
things
guy,
I just never thought I would see.
Mm-hmm. But it is kicking off with Amazing Spider-Man.
This is like
50.
This is like
6th or 7th volume.
This reminds me of this is like Marvel's answer to the Jokerized Batman.
I would think so, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but yeah, this is going to be coming out of the new arc starting with issue 50.
Okay.
Where he's going to be taking on Norman Osborn, who is going to backslide right into the Green Goblin.
So we think this is going to be temporary.
I would hope so.
But is this the type of thing that you would want to run with for a long time? I guess sales will determine.
It will. Because at the beginning, I was not a fan of the Superior Spider-Man at all.
Right.
But over the course of the series, it did win me over. Especially when,
excuse me, sorry,
nearing the end, you do get the idea, okay, Peter Parker is coming back. But
you had to have that tease though to keep you sort of in it.
Because how can the bad guy just out and out win?
Well, sometimes they do.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah. But as far as bad guys winning, the kids from the Blair Witch Project are hoping that they're going to win a little bit here.
We're talking the original kids?
The original kids, yeah.
Sure. They're not kids anymore.
No, they're not. But the cast is asking Lionsgate for retroactive residuals and meaning consultation on future projects. I guess back in the day, because they did it by themselves.
Yeah.
And it didn't really, they didn't have enough lawyer power, I guess. So they each got around 300,000 and that's it.
So, well, this sounds like it's a little bit more legalese.
Yeah.
Than what I am familiar with. But if the studio owns it, what recourse do they have?
Well, I think it's coming down again to copyright likeness, because they're talking about doing a new one with Blumhouse, but they're also going to be using the likenesses of the original 3.
Well,
and if that's the case, then yeah, they got to pay up.
That's different.
Guess says,
wait,
actors?
They were actors?
Yeah. Actually, actor there, Heather O'Donoghue, she's changed her name since then.
Is she still acting?
I don't know for sure, but they are looking for a little bit of, I guess, back pay or whatever, because they were each, they made a $300,000 buyout from their ownership points on the film, which kind of sucks because it went on to gross $248 million worldwide. So
that's what happens though when you're young and you just want to get your thing made and you make shitty, poor decisions and you sell the thing and now you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't have done that.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do? That bubble bugger was awesome.
But yeah, I guess when they did that second one, Book of Shadows, they also used their likeness there and didn't cut them in on
it. Right.
And, didn't give them any sort of, input.
Compensation?
Well, I think they were more after we created this story narrative and we'd like to have some input on where it goes.
But this is the thing, and it's not just movies, it's all media, and comics are the biggest one. It's all work for hire.
Yeah.
It's all work for hire. You don't own it. You're doing it for the studio or for whoever owns it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of how it is. You want to get your script made, you got to sell it. Once you sell it, it's not yours anymore.
True.
So, I mean, is that what we're looking at here? They just don't own it anymore. And now they're trying to wiggle their way back in.
Well,
I don't really know.
Yeah. I guess they wrote a letter to Lionsgate and they asked for a few things. They asked for retroactive and future residual payments, equivalent to the sum that would have been allotted through SAG-AFTRA, had they had proper union or legal representation when the film was
right. Made. So they made bad choices when they were young.
They're also asking for meaningful consultation on any future Blair Witch reboot, sequel, prequel, toy, game ride, escape room, etc. That one could reasonably assume that the original characters, Heather, Michael, and Josh, their likeness would be, associated with it. Now, Lionsgate did try to revive the franchise back in 2016, but it only earned $45 million worldwide.
That's not very much.
No, that's kind of a flop in the way of it. And the final thing they asked for was a $60,000 Blair Witch grant that would be bestowed to an unknown aspiring genre filmmaker to assist in their first feature film.
Well, that's
kind of nice.
That's kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But Lionsgate didn't issue any any comment back.
No comment.
Yeah.
Because we have lawyers and they told us don't say anything.
More than likely. So it'd be interesting to see what comes out of that.
Yeah.
This other one here, all lawyering. Joe Biden has signed a TikTok ban bill into law.
Oh, well, there you go. So no more TikTok in America.
So they've got 9 months to get out or risk being banned, basically.
Wow. I wonder is that going to affect us here in Canada? That won't affect us here.
Not yet, anyway.
Oh.
But
what's the deal on this? Chinese spy software?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Guys are saying
seriously though, they should get a little something. Yeah, I mean, do you feel bad for them because they didn't have the good advice? Yeah. And I mean, it was a different time, when they made that movie.
Yeah, like they got together, they went out and they made it, and
I hope that that things work out for them. Again, all this legal stuff, like it just baffles me how this stuff happens, right? Like, and you hear about it all the time. People in the music industry getting taken advantage of, and like the whole Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah.
I'll just re-record my first albums. Screw you.
And that forced the laws to change, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but this one here, I guess they tacked it on to a piece of legislation that it's not just the TikTok thing. They're also sending aid to Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan.
Oh, and by the way, TikTok's evil.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So let's just tack that on there. And it passed 79 to 18. So
that's overwhelming.
That is. But once it's fully signed into law, the parent company, ByteDance, will have 9 months to sell TikTok to another company or investment group or risk being banned outright in the U.S.
Oh, so sell it to an American company.
Sell it to somebody else who's not China.
Sell it to an American company.
Basically.
Is that what that says?
I think that's the underlying text.
As a layperson reading that, that's what I see.
Yeah.
Sell it to us.
Yeah. So they're not happy. And people stream whatever they want on there, right?
Do they?
Yeah. You got filters and I mean, you can't do porn or anything like that, but
not like X.
You can do there you go. You can do like porn adjacent, I guess. So like, as long as everything's covered, you can twerk your butt away.
Twerking videos.
Funny dog videos, cat videos.
Right. But it's where I'm so old, man. It's like, wait, this stuff goes on and I'm not aware of it. Not that I want to be.
Challenges too.
No, thanks. We already had. Is this in a thing like the Tide Pods?
I think that might have been one of them. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's buy it. How much do you have? I got 30 cents.
I got a couple bucks.
I got some pocket lint right now. Oh wait, I'm a globalist. I live in a cashless society. I don't carry money anymore.
Oh.
I've only got cards.
But yeah, we'll see how this rolls out because this is the second time they've tried to ban TikTok in the US. And again, it's just because they fear.
Wait, second time?
Yeah.
When was the first time?
First time was it was last month. They voted to pass a bill explicitly targeting a ban on TikTok, but it didn't go anywhere. So it's definitely because they tacked it onto this one that it's got some traction.
Oh, so they needed that to reintroduce it.
Basically.
Because you can't run the same law twice. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it tracks. Yeah. Now I get it.
Moving on here. Doja Cat is scolding parents who bring kids to her shows.
That quote says it all.
It does. The quote says,
Can we read that? Can we read that online? Are we allowed to say that on YouTube?
We're this far in. I think we're okay. She says, I'm rapping about cum. And apparently the title of one of her songs is Fuck the Girls. And she's telling parents to leave your mistake at home. Pretty harsh, but
that's probably not a good one to bring your children to.
No, she's saying, use your head. Like, and another quote from her, I don't know what the fuck you think this is, but I don't make music for children, so leave your kids at home, motherfucker. And the song she's quoting here is Wet Vagina, Cybersex, and Bottom Bitch. And she says, I'm rapping about cum. Why are you bringing your offspring to my show?
Your offspring.
And then
is this woman a mother?
I don't know, but she's definitely sexualized, hypersexualized. She wrapped up her post by telling fans, rapping about eating dick and pissing on his V-cut. Leave your mistake at home. So I don't even know what a V-cut is. That must be one of them newfangled terms, but
I'm just looking her up now, and it appears that no, she has no children. Boy, oh boy.
But yeah. And the fun thing is, like, I guess there's a concert coming up in London at the O2.
Okay.
And they have put an age restriction on it of 16 or older for the June 14th show.
16 or older.
But younger attendees can get admitted if they're accompanied by an adult 18 plus. Again.
Oh boy. Take your little sister with you.
Yeah, no. This goes back to like Deadpool 1, where I remember sitting in the theater and looking over and seeing like a 10-year-old. I'm like, how the hell did you get in here?
Dude, when I went to see Civil War, there was a family in there, and they had 3 kids with them. They were all under 10.
Oh.
Like, what are you doing?
They're not mentally ready for that type of stuff.
Oh, well, I guess she's someone's mistake then, huh? It just blows me away.
Yeah. But like, I get it. Like, there should be a warning of
at some point, like, and I mean,
you're supposed to be reviewing what your kids are listening.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe have a misconception of how this world works, but I think there is life before children and there is life after children, and things that you would say and do before children aren't always the same as what you do when you become a parent, because your priorities change overnight.
Yep.
Grow up. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. But moving on here. Vince McMahon.
Oh wait,
back in the news again.
Let me just cue this one up here before you go for it. There it is. Yeah. I saved this one just for this story.
Okay. So Vince McMahon, he has sold now his final TKO shares for 776 plus million.
Vince, no more.
Yep.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
After
55
years with the sale of this, 8.02 million in TKO holdings, which were worth apparently 96.76 a piece. So 8 million times $100. Oh my God.
We'll add 2 zeros.
Yeah.
So that's what, $8 billion?
Oh, something in the area of there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you get a slide for that?
I do have one.
Sorry.
Still looking at Doja Cat.
Oh, there you go. There. You were just thinking about cum.
No, I was thinking about other stuff.
Bottom bitch.
I don't know what that is either.
Means she wants to be on the bottom. Doesn't it?
Maybe.
I'm an old man. That's what I think of.
I still don't know what gritty and glizzy and all that stuff is.
Is that an offshoot of fushizzy and shizzle? And
I don't know.
I don't know.
What's Gaz saying here?
Well, I bet she's going to have a kid and turn into Celine Dion.
Maybe.
Yep.
Does make you wonder though. Are they going to go back later on and regret singing some of that stuff? There's one track from Ice Cube. I always wondered if he regretted after becoming a parent.
Cop Killer?
No, that was Ice-T.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Body Count. No. What was it? Giving Up the Nappy Dugout from Ice Cube.
Giving Up the Nappy Dugout.
Yeah, and it's all about him going over to this, I believe she's 16 or 17-year-old girl.
Okay.
And bringing all his buddies with them, and they just go to town.
Oh, yeah. Well, you would think
and
that
it's
that's,
like, as an adult now, what do you think of that song that you performed?
As a parent, would you condone your children?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, these are we all make choices.
Yep.
And we all have to live with them. And I'm sure, he can probably live with that. I was a younger person. It was a different time. And,
yep.
And that does say something though, right? And I don't mean that as an excuse, but like there has to be room for personal growth.
Yes.
And I think that we could all be a little more understanding of that. It's the whole James Gunn thing, right? Like,
I said stupid stuff when I was dumb.
We're gonna crucify this guy over, decades old tweets that he's already apologized for. If you don't allow for personal growth, and first of all, personal growth has to be sincere.
Yes.
But if it is, there should be room for that.
True.
Not for you, Vince McMahon. You're scum.
Yeah. He's got nothing. Like I'm glad he's cashed in all his money so he can pay legal bills and hopefully pay some.
We did ask that. Is all this money stuff because he's gonna need it?
I assume so. There are rumors flying around that he's thinking about starting another wrestling company,
another promotion
to try and rival it. But
why would you? Oh no, don't do it.
Why would anybody want to associate their name with him now? 10 years ago, sure, why not? But
because the name Vince McMahon carries all of the infamy with it.
Yeah,
right. And I mean, what's the phrase? Oh, any press is good press.
Any press is good press. Yeah. True.
I agree with you though. Like, it's good. I think it's good for the company. I think it's good for, for the industry that he's now, out of it. The more this stuff is generational, and we've all seen like Dark Side of the Ring. We've all seen Beyond the Mat, all those like documentaries and stuff, all the podcasts, all the interviews. Like even now, how much in the wrestling industry is still, what goes on in the locker room
stays in the locker room.
Right. And so like, it's a generational thing. And the further that we get away from that, the further we squeeze that mentality or attitude out instead of trying to just cover it up, the better it'll be for everybody, performers and the people behind the scenes.
And a lot of it is coming from, technology, like cell phones are everywhere. Cameras are everywhere. Somebody is always watching something.
That's right.
And
the internet is forever.
It is. But you remember when like back when you thought, Big Brother is always watching and it's such a terrible thing.
Well, now Big Brother is you or
literally
me.
Yeah.
It's you or me. It's everybody.
Like, you got to hold yourself to a higher standard now. Because someone is always watching.
No, they are.
So
first thing that happens, something happens on the side of the road. There's a car accident. There's someone hurt. What's the first thing people do?
Slow down, take a photo.
Right. Get out the camera, start shooting video because heaven forbid.
Yep.
Might need that. It has its place. It has its drawbacks too, but
I think the good outweighs the bad at this point.
Absolutely. But the point is, Vince McMahon sold the rest of his shares and he's out of there.
Yep. So
outie.
Vince free future.
GTFO.
This guy, he's welcome in Millbrook.
Oh my God.
The new season of Jack Reacher.
I had no idea that this was happening. This is already, by the way, that's a week old.
Yeah.
So that's over too.
Well, maybe. But if it's anything like Greetings from Derry,
they may be
keep coming back, right?
Had no idea that Reacher was being filmed close to us. Millbrook, that's even closer.
Mm-hmm.
We could have been there in an hour. My God. Have you been watching the Reacher?
I have not been. It's another one of those ones that's on the list to go. But
have you seen the films? The Tom Cruise movies?
No, I don't watch Tom Cruise movies.
Oh, wow. Okay. Not even Top Gun?
Well, I watched Top Gun. And I watched the new Top Gun finally. So
that's what I mean. Not even Top Gun? Days of Thunder?
Days of Thunder is okay. Cocktail?
Yeah.
But once you get to
business?
That's a good one too.
Taps.
Don't think
that's his
watched,
first movie. First movie with Sean Penn. You should watch that one.
Probably.
Because the acting is fucking over the top good.
Once he got to
chair dancing?
No,
couch jumping,
like Mission Impossible 19 or whatever the hell it was.
Mission Impossible 34.
It's like, oh, I'm doing my own stunts. I'm like, good for you.
He's been doing it for a long time. I mean, yeah, he's got a big ego, but certainly in terms of like his dedication to his craft, can't really fault him for that.
No.
He did
whole Scientology wacky thing.
Oh, there is that. He did go out and become a pilot, both fixed wing and helicopters.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I could.
Not saying that he's a great guy or nothing, but he's invested in what he does.
Fair enough.
The show was great. The movies are freaking awesome. I do like the movies, even though Tom Cruise does a complete disservice to the character and how he's his physical stature. Certainly, Alan Ritchson fits the physicality of who Jack Reacher is supposed to be.
Okay,
but
because I really liked him on Titans.
Yeah, he was good in Titans. In fact, I kind of hoped he was going to stick around,
or at least make a comeback. But
it's too bad, actually.
Yeah.
Kim, in her most recent rewatch of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, came across, and of course, this happens all the time. You watch a show and you see actors when they're up and coming, and you think nothing of them, and then suddenly they're big time names, and you go back and it's like, oh my god,
so and so's in there.
This is what happened. Alan Ritchson is in an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where he's playing the younger, the two guys, Scully and oh my god,
Mulder.
No. The two old guys that like to eat all the time. That's all they do is eat. Everything they do is around food. But it's like, I can't think of his name. Anyway, Alan Ritchson plays the young version of one of them, and he's like, it's Alan Ritchson, so he's all jacked, right? But it's quite funny.
Nice. But I guess we'll have to watch the Millbrook sites to see if they come.
I guess, yeah.
But moving on here. We also got the Deadpool versus Wolverine trailer 2 last week.
That is true. We did get that.
And there's a lot to see in there.
No problem with the claws?
Yeah. The whiskey dick of the claws, I guess he calls it there. But he gets stabbed in the dick. I love the little shot of the end of his gun. Smile, but wait for the flash.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I do like that they are like full on going at each other.
Yeah.
That is true. Gaz reminds us he was Aquaman in Smallville. Yeah.
That I've forgotten about.
That would be probably his earliest regular role, I believe. Yeah.
But there's a ton of Easter eggs in this trailer. The sign they walk past.
Oh my god, yeah.
Just feet. Oh my god, so awesome. Elioth from the Loki series is in there as he goes basically over the fallen body of Ant-Man.
That's right, yeah.
And that, I guess, is referencing to one alternate universe where Hank Pym dies and they rename where he fell Pym Falls.
Is it the Pym helmet or is it the Scott Lang helmet?
The Scott Lang helmet, I believe.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. But
but it's an homage to that.
But it is.
I get it. Okay.
But that's not all. Like, we've also got Dogpool showing up here.
Dogpool.
And then a very familiar portal opens, and we don't know if it's going to be Doctor Strange or Wong or who, but that is
Ned.
Ned did it.
Why not? He did it in Spider-Man.
That's true.
I just rewatched Spider-Man, and my God, Ned is on his way to becoming. Never mind what he's on his way to becoming, but
Hobgoblin.
Well, yeah. But after he goes to Comertage.
True. But we get our first full appearance of Cassandra Nova, and she basically manhandles Wolverine.
Yeah, mentally
and physically, yeah. But that's not all. We also get this one really good shot, and there's a whole lot of mutants going on here. And I'm speculating at this point, but
crap.
I'm
wow,
pretty convinced that we're going to get Caliban, Callisto,
nice,
Toad from X-Men 1, Lady Deathstrike from X2.
She's already been confirmed. There's been confirmed? Yeah, I've seen some other spoilery pictures of her already.
Okay. Zazel from First Class.
Nice.
Pyro from
the
first.
We knew he was coming back.
Yeah. And Arclight from Last Stand.
Oh, really?
And it also looks like it might be a version of the Red Skull's supercar from Captain America: First Avenger.
Oh, now that you mentioned that, yeah, it might actually be.
But yeah,
but for sure, like that definitely looks like Caliban.
Yeah,
movie Caliban anyway.
From Logan. So, I'm looking forward to this movie.
I am very much looking forward to this one too. I think it's going to be a fun ride. We got the word last week that you don't have to be an MCU. You don't have to do homework, I think was the quote, to see this movie.
Which is good because,
of course, if you do your homework, you'll be.
Yeah, if you're fully invested, then there's going to be Easter eggs galore to discover. Right?
Yeah. But you don't have to be.
Yeah.
And that's always good.
Yeah. And some people, they were speculating that it might just be the Ant-Man's helmet there. But when it raises you see his skull underneath.
Those are incisors. Chompers.
And in the other frame there, you do see that it is the whole body laying down at the end of the void, right?
Well, I mean, does that not look like the suit, the shoulders of the suit?
It is.
Yeah, so sorry.
Yeah, because you see his full body laying there as it goes touring around the void.
Right.
But this next one, it's been blowing up on TikTok and it caught me off guard, and my wife hit me to it. But the Wiggles have released a rave album.
What?
You remember the Wiggles? Hot potato.
Yeah.
Toot toot chugga chugga big red car. Well, apparently there is a dance mix album now with 14 tracks. Like fruit salad, hot potato, and a whole bunch more.
Salad.
Yeah. So you can go check these out. They're on TikTok right now.
Is it on Spotify?
It might be.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
But yeah, it's coming from remixed by Lenny Pierce, who is the twin brother of the Purple Wiggle.
Yes.
And DJ Dorothy, aka Dorothy the Dinosaur. So they're saying that the album is perfect for grown-ups who grew up on the Wiggles and current fans who are very likely children of the OG Wiggleheads.
Oh.
So
for all you Spotify subscribers out there,
go get some Wiggles on.
It's there.
Yeah. But
do I risk the copyright?
I don't know. Do you? Or will it come through?
You know what? It won't come. It is coming through, but it would help if I actually turned up the.
Come on into the monkey.
Okay, that's all I'm going to risk before.
To the monkey.
But it's there.
Yep. So the album no one knew they needed. The Wiggles Sound System presents.
Wow.
Yep. Rave of Innocence.
Come on and do the monkey.
Yeah, so you'll be at the club and all of a sudden hot potato drops.
I'm going to listen to that. Just to know how ridiculous it is.
Well, it's probably good though.
Speaking of music, do you know what else dropped this week?
No.
Rebel Yell Extended.
Really?
Yeah, two disc double album anniversary special edition Rebel Yell from Billy Idol.
Nice.
And disc 2 is all it's all like
B-sides and lost tracks.
Well, it's not necessarily B-sides. There's quite a bit of like session tracks, like when they were working the record, as well as some demos and stuff, and unreleased stuff that didn't make the album. But all in all, a worthy addition to the Billy Idol catalog.
Nice.
Who I will be going to see this August.
It's a nice day for a white wedding.
It's a nice day. Start again. Can't help it.
So restocked again. Finally. Apparently this next one.
Gardy Lou! Hot potato dropping!
Oh, man. The Ghostbusters Terror Dog, which was available at Spirit Halloween.
Oh, I saw this.
Apparently it went out of stock for 3 years.
Yeah, a long time.
This year, it's back.
They're bringing it back. Are they calling this? This is the
Ghostbusters Terror Dog.
We're calling it life size. Now, I have the Spirit Halloween,
and it looks
life size
smaller
Slimer,
than actual.
It is smaller than the actual,
true to life
but
size.
It's close. It's got to be 80%, 75, 80% life size. So I kind of wonder if this is the same thing.
It could be. I believe on the Spirit website itself, it does show a diagram with like your average 6-foot human.
Average person. Okay.
And he does look a tiny bit smaller, but He's pretty impressive looking.
You know, we spent a lot of time in our household investing in the Diamond Select Ghostbuster action figures so that we could build the rooftop diorama. I mean, that's an investment, but something like this
is an investment.
That's a whole other level, man. Like,
yeah, it is. You can order it now for $599.99. And because it's Spirit, that is US dollars.
Yeah, 600 bones.
So, and if you're doing that, I mean, if you're putting a display on your lawn, don't you need two?
Wow. So given that this is probably foam, latex foam rubber, just like the NECA stuff, just like the Slimer, I don't think I would want to put this outside.
God, no.
You wouldn't want to expose it to the elements. It would just decay rapidly. Hey, what happened? Someone brought a cougar to a party.
A bear ran out of his apartment. If you were thinking about calling us up tonight, though, now's the time.
Now would be the time as we are winding down we head into our final item for the night.
Yes.
Well, you know what time it is. It is that time where Andy is out in the aisles. He is hunting for you and I so that we can save a few dollars with this week's toy hunting tip at Dollarama.
So this week, we got some new stuff coming out. Bandai Stranger Things figures, which were originally exclusive only at Target.
Oh, I saw these exploding all over Facebook this week.
They are. They're 4-inch figures, but they've got features on them similar to the Ghostbusters Fright feature action figures.
Really?
Yeah. So like 11 here, you squeeze her legs together and her arm goes up to do the
oh wow.
But also a little trickle of blood comes down her nose.
A little dangler.
Yeah. And there's 5 figures in the set. You get all 5, and it actually comes with pieces to build yourself a Demogorgon.
That's pretty cool.
$5 a piece. Regular, these retail for around $24.95 on Amazon. So,
how many sets do you have?
Actually, I only have partial set so
far. Partial set so far. Okay.
I've got some waiting for me in Peterborough, though.
Oh, nice. Are you going to complete a set?
I will.
Oh,
I will
very good. Very good.
Friend of the show, Morgan, he's already completed the set, and the Demogorgon does look pretty neat.
Cool. Oh, neat.
The other thing showing up this week for fans of the It franchise.
More Funko pins.
Yeah, Funko Pop's It 4-pin sets selling for $5. And
okay, it's $5.
Comparatively, retail for $24.95.
Oh,
I couldn't find a direct link to this particular set, but other
comparable sets.
Yeah, like the Seinfeld set and the Friends set, are clocking in around the $24.
Wow, that's Funko. That's no guarantee, right?
Yes.
As I've discovered, as Kim has been pricing out her collection to decide what to keep and what to sell, and even she's like, "Oh my god!"
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, there you go.
Well, that brings us to the end of another Random Fandom. I hope you guys had a great time hanging out with us for the last hour and 40-some minutes.
Something like that.
Don't forget to come back on Sunday afternoon at 1:00 in the Eastern time zone so you can catch our finale review, our little show, The Fan Batch, as we cover this week's episode, the finale, the series finale of Star Wars The Bad Batch. And you can catch us on Sunday evening along with Gaz and some other special guests as we have our roundtable discussion on the state of Star Wars in the Disney era. So like it, love it, hate it, leave it, whatever your position you are, come to the show, be on the show, tell us everything you want us to know about your love or hatred of Star Wars, and we will defend it vigorously until the end. You know what would be cool? If in the tradition of Stranger Things, they should do a Monster Squad show. Oh,
that could be good, Gaz.
Monster Squad. Was that the one with Howie Mandel?
No, that was Little Monsters.
That's what that was.
And Fred Savage.
I would take that too.
Yeah.
I would take that. And then my pet monster could show up.
True.
They would all go together.
Monzy.
All right. That's it for me, man. You got anything else you want to wrap up with?
No, I think that's about it.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody who showed up tonight. Gaz, TJC, Silver Spider, Kay, everybody who's in the chat, everybody who shows up week after week after week. We love you all. Thank you so much for coming out on a Wednesday night, completely unannounced. even though we didn't announce the show. Thank you for showing up. Guys, keep an eye on your inbox. I'll have a studio link coming to you soon for Sunday night. And for the rest of you, we will talk again very soon. Remember, everybody, whatever your thing is, fan on. And for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And we will see you on the next one. Bye for now, everybody.